David, so I wanted to ask about the investment in Comscore, and of course you've worked with Comscore, but what does the investment mean to Charter, to Comscore, and to the broader sort of TV advertising ecosystem?
It's a great question. And Andy, I think it's a great move for the industry, not just Spectrum Reach, but the whole media industry. What we were trying to do is to give uh, Comscore the opportunity to really have census-based data in virtually all their markets between the rights deals that we have with our data and their extension with Comcast in the Comcast markets. Comscore now has probably the most exhaustive set of impressions to help advertisers find their audiences in a more granular way and to help them do back end analytics on attribution to see who actually saw the ad and who acted on it.
So tell us sort of what it looks like in terms of sharing data that you guys have, how it'll be utilized by
Well,
Comscore.
it'll be utilized similar to the way we use it now. It's all aggregated and it's all de-identified. So there's no privacy concerns here. But what they're doing is they're taking a look at the viewership, on from our subscribers, from our set-top boxes, and from our apps. Again, all in a privacy compliant way, and adding other data sets onto that to find out all the different impressions and all the different audiences in a really granular way, in a way that Nielsen can't really do with a small panel in a market. As an example, we've got millions of set-top boxes and connected devices with our app on it, collecting viewership data. Whereas in, say, a market like Cleveland, maybe Nielsen has 1,500, if that, local people meters. Now, it's a lot easier when you have the kind of granular data we provide to be able to be more accurate in finding audiences and then more accurate in attribution, saying who saw the ad and who actually went to the website, or who saw the ad and who actually went into the car dealership. So we're really looking forward to having Comscore really kickstart the move away from panels and gross rating points and accelerating the growth into audience-based buying.
Now, David, is it fair to say that the this sort of initiative is focused more on activating local buying?
Well, it lines up with local because when you have Charter and you have Comcast, and then you have data sets from other data sets that Comscore already had prior to us. I believe it's Vizio and Dish and AT&T. When you have all that data in the local market, it means you can be more precise versus on a national basis where there's still a lot of set tops and a lot of apps being aggregated. But the first place I think for aggregation is on local, and then they'll take that local number and they'll bump that up to, meaning Comscore, to a national sample. But there's already a lot of competition in national. There's really not a lot of competition and no really accurate measurement for local as precise as what we're offering. So it's the natural place to go. And by the way, Charter and Comcast, we've got lots of channels, lots of great content that doesn't get measured through Nielsen. Now it's going to be measured through the impressions.
Now, David, Charter is playing a very big role as a strategic investor along several companies in the space, Ampersand, 605, now Comscore. Sort of what's the strategy of these strategic investments? What's the hope of both your investments and your expectations of how this advanced TV world will develop?
Yeah, it's plain and simple. We want advertisers to have the best and most accurate information they can to help plan, execute, report on their media campaigns. And we've placed our bets on Blockgraph that's going to help advertisers be able to find more of the types of audiences they want. 605 is a great example of being able to take some of our granular data and some of the other data sets that they have to help advertisers plan better and find results better. So, we're placing a lot of bets, but all of them are in service of trying to help advertisers make better choices with their advertising dollars.